नमस्कार। देखिए न्यूज़ बुलेटिन 4 अच्छा लगा। बहुत जन बोल रहे थे कि मैं अभी हिंदी में बात करने का है तो हिंदी में न्यूज़ पे डालूंगा। आज वर्ल्ड न्यूज़ स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, नो जोक्स, नथिंग। तो मेरा मतलब है, मेरा न्यूज़ जो है वो जोक्स वाला नहीं रहता है, तो मालूम नहीं। लेकिन ये देखो, वर्ल्ड न्यूज़, फर्स्ट न्यूज़, इट्स ऑल अबाउट कोविड। सुनने का है तो सुनो, नहीं तो ऑफ करो जाओ, मत सुनो। मेरे को क्या मेरे को नहीं कुछ मेरे को। नेशन नीड टू नो, नेशन नीड नॉट टू नो, नेशन नो। हाँ, सो लिसन इफ यू वांट टू, अदरवाइज जस्ट पुट इट ऑफ। लिसन नाउ, मत। ओके, लिसन। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, वैक्सीन। अभी लास्ट न्यूज में बोला था, आई हैड टोल्ड that a new vaccine was found, and that fellow had given it to his daughter. Now they have सबको दे रहा है, अभी उस वैक्सीन प्रोडक्शन में है, तो सब जन उस टाइम पे बोल रहे थे नहीं अलाउड नहीं। और अब सब जन बोल रहे हैं हमारा भी हो रहा है, थर्ड फेज, सेकंड फेज, फोर्थ, फर्स्ट फेज, ये हो रहा है, सब हमारा हो रहा है। ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है? का कॉन्स्पिरेसी है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कॉन्स्पिरेसी है। भूलिए मत, सब जगह कॉन्स्पिरेसी है, सब जगह बहुत कॉन्स्पिरेसी है। ये देखो, अगर लेकिन एक मेरा सोल्यूशन है। आई एम एनिमल, आई लाइक एनिमल्स। मैं तो मांस खाता हूँ, अनफॉर्चुनेटली खाता हूँ, क्या है वैसा ही है। लेकिन अगर मेरे को एक सब्स्टिट्यूट अलग कुछ मिल जाता है खाने के लिए तो मैं वो खाता। लेकिन हर बार जब मैं खाता है नॉन वेज, मैं उस एनिमल का सोल को प्रे करता हूँ। मैं सॉरी, थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग मी योर फ्लैश, ऐसा बोलता हूँ। फिर थोड़ा अच्छा लगता है। लेकिन बैड है, नॉन वेज बैड है। प्रोटीन्स के लिए बहुत अच्छा है, अंडा बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन बैड है। दूसरा एनिमल को किल कर रहे, बैड है। तो मैं ये क्या कर रहा है, ये कोविड वैक्सीन के लिए सब वेजिटेरियंस लेने वाला है वैक्सीन। हमको वैक्सीन चाहिए। उनको मालूम है क्या कैसे वैक्सीन तैयार करते हैं? बेचारे रैबिट्स, बेचारे टर्टल्स मालूम है टर्टल, लेकिन रैबिट्स, माइस और रैट्स, उनके लाइफ नहीं क्या? उसका लाइफ नहीं क्या? उस पे फर्स्ट टेस्ट करते हैं, फिर ह्यूमन लोगों के लिए वैक्सीन रहता है। मालूम है क्या? तो आप सब जो वेजिटेरियन है, जो वैक्सीन चाहिए, पहले वो कैसे तैयार करते हैं वैक्सीन? रैट्स और माइस को देखे, वो मर जाते हैं, वो फिक्स हो जाते हैं, तो बोलते हैं हाँ ह्यूमन टेस्टिंग के लिए अच्छा है, ऐसा लगता है। तो मेरा एक सोल्यूशन है, सबके लिए सोल्यूशन है, वेजिटेरियन नॉन वेजिटेरियन के लिए। हमारा क्रिमिनल सिस्टम है, बहुत बड़ा है, सबका वर्ल्ड का क्रिमिनल सिस्टम। जो 100% वाला प्रूफ है क्रिमिनल है, वो तो मरने वाला है, लाइफ सेंटेंस है 100%, नॉट 50-50, नॉट लाइक अभी डीएनए फाइंड करेंगे और बोलेंगे कि ये इनोसेंट है, नॉट लाइक दैट। 100% गिल्टी, उसके ऊपर टेस्ट करेंगे। उसका बोल का है मरने वाला, बहुत क्राइम कमिट किया, तो तुम्हारे ऊपर टेस्ट करेंगे। ये मेरा सोल्यूशन है। देखा, एनिमल्स को सेव करो, बेचारे रैट्स और माइस, ये सबको। मॉस्किटोज को ले लो, मॉस्किटोज बहुत छोटा है, लेकिन है। कॉकरोच को ले लो, वो कुछ फायदा नहीं। कॉकरोच का फायदा रहता है, नहीं मालूम है, लेकिन मॉस्किटोज को फायदा नहीं, वो जान रहे। ये मेरा सोल्यूशन है, क्रिमिनल लोगों को लेने का, टेस्ट करने के लिए मेरा सोल्यूशन है। अब नेक्स्ट पीस ऑफ न्यूज है। नेक्स्ट पीस ऑफ न्यूज, अभी सब जन बोल रहे अरे पीपी किट्स बहुत कॉस्टली है, प्लास्टिक है, काम फूटता है, ये नहीं डाल सकते हैं, वो प्रॉब्लम। मेरा वेस्ट में भी सोल्यूशन है। बोलते हैं कि सब निकालने का, वॉश करने का, अंदर घाम फूटता है, अंदर पर डालने का, वो यूज नहीं करने का, यूज एंड थ्रो रहता है। अब सब वर्ल्ड सेव हो जाएगा कोविड से, लेकिन बाद में एंटायर वर्ल्ड कोलैप्स होगा। पोल्यूशन के वजह से। तो मेरा एक सोल्यूशन है, सब जन डॉक्टर लोग जो बहुत काम कर रहे हैं या बहुत कर रहे हैं, तो उनको एक रेनकोट देने का, रेनकोट, फेस टोटल प्रोटेक्शन करो, फेस टोटल प्रोटेक्शन, अंदर एक एसी भी लगाओ। एसी नहीं, एसी खराब है, मालूम है क्या आपको लोगों को? मालूम है एसी से प्रॉब्लम होता है? एसी नहीं, लेकिन वेंटिलेशन कुछ तो करने का, लाइक मास्क हेड के लिए और रेनकोट डालने का। सिर्फ हेड से इन्फेक्शन होता है तो सिर्फ कवर करने का, देखा, कवर करने का और रेनकोट डालने का। अंदर कुछ डालो मत। वॉश करने के लिए आप सिर्फ शावर के नीचे जाओ, क्विक वॉश, टब और इंडियन स्टाइल टब लेके, टम्बलर लेके बात करो, क्लीन। ये मेरा सोल्यूशन है। और एक बात है कोविड का, अब जन देख रहे क्लोज डाउन हो गया, ओपन लॉक हो गया, ये हो गया, सब जन फिर जन टू व्हीलर पे जा रहे, इधर जा रहे, उधर जा रहे, मास्क पहन के नहीं। मास्क कैसे पहन के? मैं बताता हूँ मास्क कैसे पहन के जाते हैं। देखो, ऐसे पहन के जाते हैं। ए भाई कैसे है? टू व्हीलर पे जाके कैसे है? कोई तो जा रहा है चल के कैसा है? और फिर अरे मॉल को जाने का, मॉल में कंपल्सरी, हाँ चलो मॉल पे जाएंगे। ऐसा कुछ रहते क्या है? पुलिस है क्या? गॉड है क्या? गॉड, हाँ तो निकालो, हाँ कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं। ऐसे है क्या? ऐसा नहीं रहता। तो बॉस लोग अभी बहुत कोविड पे बोला, मैं इस एक नॉन कोविड टॉपिक पे चाहता हूँ। अभी सुनिए, चलो अभी तक है थैंक यू, अभी तक है तो थैंक यू, नहीं है तो चाहो, नहीं सुना के तो चाहो, नहीं तो फॉरवर्ड करो, कुछ भी करो। लेकिन मैं हूँ रिपब्लिक टीवी का डी। सुनिए, बहुत गवर्नमेंट ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड बोल रहे प्रोग्रेस। उन लोगों को, सब लोगों को मालूम है क्या प्रोग्रेस के वजह से सब ट्रीज, प्लांट सब जा रहे हैं, कट कर रहे हैं वो सब। उनको मालूम है कि हमारा वर्ल्ड इज अलाइव ओनली बिकॉज जग रहा है सिर्फ ये ट्रीज के वजह से। उनको मालूम नहीं क्या उनको है? मालूम नहीं क्या? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। ट्रीज को सेव करो। मेरे को बहुत बुरा लगता है जब ट्रीज को काटते हैं। वुड क्यों यूज कर रहे हैं? अगर आप फॉरेस्ट बना रहे हैं तो कोई तो छोटा वुड यूज करो, लेकिन फॉरेस्ट को 150 ईयर ओल्ड ट्रीज को किल कर रहे हैं। ऐसा नहीं अच्छा लगता है। ये चेंज होना चाहिए। Citizens should be aware. World news is over and now sports news. Kafandra news. Kafandra is trying to start practice from September by approaching the police. तो परमिशन लेने के लिए कि हम शुरू करते हैं। 2 बैच करने वाले हैं, 6:30 to 7:30, 7:30 to 8:30। ईच बैच में 6 जन है तो आराम के साथ वो फिजिकल डिस्टेंसिंग रख सकते हैं, सब कुछ, वो सैनिटाइजर भी रख सकते हैं। वो खरे साहब ने बोला है कि मैं ट्रेनिंग लूंगा 1 आवर 6 जन के लिए बहुत है, सब जन मरेंगे। एक्सचेंज बहुत होगा एवरी डे, ट्यूसडे, वेडनेसडे, थर्सडे, फ्राइडे, सैटरडे को लेंगे प्रैक्टिस। फिर भी, और ये तो गवर्नमेंट ने परमिशन दिया नहीं तो टीम स्पोर्ट्स के लिए, लेकिन पुलिस परमिशन, वो गवर्नमेंट ने परमिशन दिया नहीं, सो वी आर अप्रोचिंग पुलिस ने भी परमिशन दिया नहीं। तो खरे साहब ने बोला है मेरे को आप लोगों को बताने के लिए कि वो हिल या एक रोड पे, रास्ते पे सुबह 6:30 to 7:30 प्रैक्टिस लेंगे। प्रिटेंड करेंगे कि हम जॉगर्स हैं, बॉल लेके जॉग करेंगे। मैं ट्रेनिंग लूंगा, विसल मैं नहीं, खड़े लूंगा, विसल लेके ट्रेनिंग लेगा। और एक फाइनल पीस ऑफ न्यूज है, मैं बताओ तेरे को, तुमको, आप लोगों को बताता हूँ। फाइनल पीस ऑफ न्यूज, जो है आप लोगों को पता नहीं कि वो प्लेयर्स रेटिंग्स और रेटिंग्स पेज पे वेबसाइट पे ब्लैक थंडर का लोगो चेंज हुआ है. ब्लैक थंडर का लोगो चेंज हुआ है, किसी को पता नहीं. 2 weeks ago लोगो रखा था वेबसाइट पे और 5 million प्राइज मनी है. जिसने फर्स्ट देखा है उसको प्राइज मनी देना रहा है. अभी ये रिकॉर्ड हो रहे हैं तो प्राइज मनी का खत्म हो गया. 5 million TZR for the club. All I can say now is देखा, अच्छा लगा. जो रह गए अच्छा लगा. रिपब्लिक न्यूज है. रिपब्लिक सुनो मत, देखो मत, ऑफ करो नहीं तो जाओ. लेकिन बाद में होल्ड ऑन. लेकिन बाद में एक मेरे को गेस्ट, सिर्फ एक गेस्ट रखा है इधर हाउस होल्ड में, स्टूडियो में. ये गेस्ट जो मेरे को अटैक नहीं करता, ये गेस्ट, ये देखो बिल्ली बोला चौपा, मेरे को भी अटैक करा. मैं जा रहा हूँ अभी रुको. नेक्स्ट मी देखो, नेक्स्ट न्यूज आर्टिकल. Thank you for watching. Siabonga, Mr. Lamini, and goodbye.
Potty. The color's so vibrant, the texture's so fine. Just add it while cooking or eat it on the side. Potty by Shobha, Bahuti Umda. Potty. Disclaimer. The following interview has not been digitally mastered, altered, or manipulated. But if certain individuals or the interviewer himself have objections, then they can view the copy of the interview that has been digitally mastered, altered, and manipulated at the end of the show. Namaskar, Mr. Monga.
Okay.
सब जगह ये फैल रहा है कि आप खिलाड़ी हैं, लड़कियों का खिलाड़ी.
Okay, the short and simple answer to that is I don't think of much of myself as a player. And over all these years, I think I exceeded my own expectations. But those things happen rarely. So all in all, yeah, I don't rate myself very highly as a player.
सच बोलने के लिए शुक्रिया. और वो इस टॉपिक पे मैंने सुना है कि आपको ये सब किसी ने तो सिखाया होगा.
The first name that comes to my mind, of course, Sameer Chavan. I don't need to say much about him. Everyone knows that he has all the qualities that you would admire, and even his attitude is amazing. So he's someone I think not just me but a lot of people look up to. Apart from that, Satish Sutati, who I managed to give him. I still remember that as one of the best moments I've had. And yeah, I don't want to go on about him, but he's one of my favorites. Karan Tejwani, and Nishant Fernandez, Shubhankar Inamdar, because he's just so smooth. He glides, and I think he's just naturally gifted, and it's a pleasure to just watch him. I forgot to mention Herb and Rajiv Da.
बहुत ही दिलचस्प. और आप भी किसी जूनियर को सिखा रहे हो?
Adi, Mop. It definitely makes you wanna put your best foot forward.
बहुत ही खूब. ये प्रार्थना करते हैं कि आपकी बीवी ये इंटरव्यू नहीं देखती है. और कोई है पसंद वाली?
Swapnil Desle, Kapil Patwardhan, again a huge in his individual ability. I can remember Elton Lima being a fantastic to watch. So these are the names that come to mind.
कौन से खूबियाँ आपको लगता है होना चाहिए एक जीवन साथी में?
I think very fit. Apart from fitness, obviously awareness is really, really important. To know where you are is one of the most important qualities. And just have a good sense of you figured it out. But if you haven't figured it out, it can be extremely hard.
और अंतिम सवाल, आपको लगता है कि एक जीवन साथी में ताकत और सहनशीलता होना चाहिए?
I think it's very, very important to be fit. I think stamina is really important, and so is strength. It's hard to choose between the two, which one is more important. But I think if you are low on stamina, you will be found out most times. Whereas if you're slightly low on strength, not weak enough that anyone can push you off, and you can kind of compensate by being faster. But if your stamina is low, then you will be found out and you will not be able to perform to the level that you would like to. Thank you.
शुक्रिया.
That's me again. Face to face, Mr. Carey. So moving on from last week, there's News Bulletin 4, we'd spoken about confirmations and how you're supposed to do everything. So this time around we're going to talk about, what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the protocol to be followed during the matches. So this is during the matches. So right, because I will be coaching both the teams, I'll expect the players who are available, who have given their names and who have been selected to play for the teams, they should be there, ready and changed before a certain time. Now, regardless of what time they come on the ground, they have to be changed and ready before a certain time. Why? It's imperative that this works out, because as I'm looking after both the squads, both the teams will be following a certain protocol. I keep repeating that word, but it seems I like it. So that word states that you're supposed to do things the proper way. So the proper way is you come up, change and ready. Maybe you can put a track top on or a track bottom on. You know, you're changed and ready. You're wearing your socks. You're wearing your studs. Remember, that's how you're supposed to come on the ground. Nobody's allowed to come in shorts. Everyone knows that now. Some people are still coming in those chappals or shoes, ordinary shoes, tackies or something. Now you can come in socks, changed and ready with your crate bandages on. All you have to do when you come on the ground is wear your boots. Keep your track top on, keep your track bottom on, or your sweater, or whatever it is you're wearing. You can have a chat, you know, if you have to do the marking. You won't have to do the marking because I'll be taking some players over to do the marking, or we'll get the marking done beforehand. Or you guys won't have to worry about anything. You just have to focus on the match and how you're supposed to play. So the moment I give the call, and I'll give the call, hey guys, 2 minutes to warm up. Hey, you guys should get ready. You guys should get ready to do the warm up properly. Warm up will be done. I'm hoping to ensure that the warm up will be done together by both teams. You see, this instills the idea, the discipline, the faith behind the ethos. Both the clubs, you're going to be competitive. You're going to go for each other hard, fair but hard. Not like the FIFA matches where you're ready to slaughter each other, or you're going to dive, or you're going to act and stuff like that. But you warm up together, it just shows you guys can focus. You guys can focus before the match. You're all friends, you see. Some people may call you family, but after my experiences with you guys, because some of you still don't believe in what I'm trying to instill over here. So let's just put the family part away from it. Let's just say that you're all acquaintances, you know each other well, you all follow the same ethos, you all follow the same principle, at least because I'm telling you to. Let's just say that. I know most of you actually believe in it, so you're following in it, but that's beyond the point. Let me just say that I want you guys to warm up together. You warm up, you pump each other up. In fact, this is what I'm planning to do. In fact, you know what I'm planning to do? I'm planning to either put the two right backs together to train, to do the warm-up together, or I'm going to, and halfway through the warm-up, separate, and I might separate you. I might put either right back and right back together, or I'll put the right back along with the opposition left midfield. You get what I'm saying? I'll put the right midfield along with the left back to be together, to know each other. This is the guy you're going to play against. That's how it's going to be. Remember, 4-4-2, everyone knows where everyone else is playing unless a change is made. which is not going to be made because it's going to be, if a change is going to be made, it's going to be made unless the guy gets injured, yeah, then the substitute can come on and something else can happen. Otherwise, throughout the match, that player, in one match, the player is not going to change position. That's the whole point of the KTZLC13. So I'm going to get you guys together for the warm-up. Imagine that. It's only when the warm-up is over that you're going to separate yourselves into your groups. You get what I'm saying? Even the warm-up, when I've decided last season, I came up with the warm-up where you're doing the pass to the opponent, control pass to the opponent. Throughout that entire process, we're going to be doing it together. Both opposing clubs, you're going to be doing it together. Imagine how that's going to be. It's going to make sure you're going to be focused. I'm going to keep the defenders together, the midfielders together, the attackers together. Don't worry, I'll sort things out. And just before the season starts, you guys will know what's going on and how it's going to take effect. So once the warm up is over, you've done your passing, then you've done your quick shuttles with the super shuttles with the chest to the ground and up, and the moment that is over, that's when you separate, and the next time you'll come together is just to say howdy to and goodbye after the match. That's how the KTZLC13 is going to start when you come on the ground. Obviously, I am then, first of all, I'm going to go off to the home team if they're ready. If they're not ready, you know, some guys may have gone for a little tweet tweet, woohoo, puss, pop out, that kind of stuff. They've gone off. Usually that happens, you know, nerves, it makes a little whoo bladder, and sometimes, but basically the toilets are not that good, so you should do it at home. Make sure you wake up early, 4:30. You know how it's supposed to be. So then I'll go to the away team if they're ready. So I'll go to the away this time. You see, this time I'm not going to be focusing on the linesman because I'm going to be focusing on the coaching. The linesmen will be there, or let's just say referees, assistants or linesmen, they'll be there obviously to do the job, and I will be focusing on them, because if they don't do their job, you guys won't be able to do the job properly. In fact, I'll tell them to cover a little more, to have their eyes a little wider open, because I'll be coaching as well. Now the whole point here is I'll be giving them some time. I'll give them 2 or 3 minutes. I'll have a chat with them. They should know the rules and regulations. You see, I'm not going to waste time on them. We've done that. I've done that with them for a long time now. What I'm going to do is I'm either going to go to the away team or the home team, going to have a chat with them. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. This is why I'm saying you have to be on the ground on time. Don't allow yourself to give me excuses why you're late. You know, I know. I'll see it in your eyes if you're telling lies. You tell the truth to me, I might let you go. If I find out you're lying, even if my instinct is wrong afterwards, I'll apologize to you for dropping you, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop you on the bench. 15 minutes, I don't care. Whose fault is it? It's not my fault. It's your fault for being given a card to sit on the bench because you either came late or you're too late for warm-up or whatever. So I cannot repeat. If you think you can't cope up, you drop out, because incidences like this where you come late, regardless if you've come to the ground or not, incidents like maybe you've forgotten your shirt, if you've forgotten your kit, you can't play. That's the rule. Your teammates will play with 10 players. That's the rule. Unless there are substitutes available. Substitutes will come in. That's always a chance, you see. That's why I'm saying, if you're playing for the first team and the second team match is going on, give your confirmation. You don't know what will happen at the last moment. And knowing that I am there, psycho, I'm there, anything can happen. So that's the way things are going to go. We're only going to have the video camera on. We're only going to have, and I've got some special news for you people. You won't believe this news, which I've left right for last. I even told the public news, hey, you can't declare it. You just can't declare it because I want to declare it. We have got video camera one and we've got the linesman. Of course, we'll be having ball boys if, ball boys are available. Otherwise, you know the rule. You kick it, you get it. We're going to have 8 to 10 balls parked around the ground. I've got a bit of two pieces of information to give you, and these are 2 of the special 4 or 5 announcements I'm going to make over the next few videos if you're enjoying it, eh? So the first announcement is Kafandrai through Mr. Curry, all those TZLC balls which were brought in, you know, the lovely green. Wait, I think I've got it here. Just hold on a second, I'll get it. These ones, yeah, there's still a few left in store. If anyone wants to purchase these, fantastic. But we're going to be using these for practice sessions up until, you know, the COVID epidemic and all that also sort of dies down. We're going to keep some of these over for the KTZLC13 matches. Some of these, yeah, we're going to keep them for the KTZLC13 matches, but we're going to use these for the practice matches as well. They're going to be distributed along the ground, and if you've kicked the ball far away, you have to get it. The opponents will start off with the other ball immediately. Hey, that's how it's going to be. Now, all I'm trying to say here is the final bit of fantastic news which I've left for the last is all about. I've got one person to create software that will try and target how much each player has run, how many times he's passed, how he's moved across along the ground. Can you believe that? Yeah, I've done 99% of the work, and Aditya Sankoli, he's the man, he's a boy, but he's the man. He's just done 1%. I've done everything, but he's only done 1%. You know, he's just you know. Sir, should I put in 1 plus brackets? That's all he's done. I'm sure you don't believe me. He's actually done quite a lot. I'm obviously just guiding him on what to look out for, but I think Aditya Sankoli here, he's going to be the man more than the boy now. Let's just hope that the plans we have for the KTZLC 13 is just going to blow up into fantasticness. You see, I'm at a loss for adjectives to describe what Aditya Sankoli is going to do. I hope you're fascinated. There's still some more things to come up for you in the I've lost my plot, in the next few videos. So I hope you stay tuned. Here's me saying, wait, there was supposed to be a funny corner. Let's try and see if we can get a funny corner here. But yeah, we get back to me. You enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourselves. Excuse me, I'm losing the plot. I'm totally losing the plot. Let me just say goodbye. Salagashle. Auf Wiedersehen. Outro and bye bye. See you next time.
Sabona people, how are you people today? Sabona.
I've got this very fun story to tell you, and it's just been very fun. Very fun. Yeah, but it's about a story that it should carry a story. But I have also experienced by that story is I have originated from you. Because you two used to play as striker, and so he made many of his striker friends of telling me how well. Yeah, but I will tell you that he made the striker, and the striker, how? You know those really shit beds in India? They tend to call them, shit guys. How this is aeroplane, this is terrible. But anyway, they tend to call them shit guys. Yeah, and you know what he saw? He observed that player was wearing the shin pads on his calves and not on his shins. So then he was wearing them on his calves, not in his shins. And so he asked him, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And so, you know what answer he got? How I will tell you now. The answer he got. I am telling you the answer he got was that he said that how that defenders they are always raking, understand, raking on the calf and the Achilles area, and that is why they have to put the shin pads on the back of the calf. How you very funny.
How's he going to protect his shins then, eh?
I don't know what they do for the shin. Let's, I think maybe they were another one in France, but it is a funny story.
I'd like to shoot off right away, and I'd like to ask you, what do you think of yourself as a player? We are aware you're a football player. What do you think of yourself as a player?
Okay, the short and simple answer to that is I don't think of much of myself as a player. I've been playing in the KTZLC since it was started, and over all these years, I've had a few matches where I think I exceeded my own expectations and possibly the expectations of my teammates. But those things happen rarely. So all in all, yeah, I don't rate myself very highly as a football player.
What an interesting answer. Definitely an interesting answer. Is there any player that you admire in the KTZLC?
So in the KTZLC, I admire quite a few players. The first name that comes to my mind, and I'm guessing this is for most people in the KTZLC, is of course Samir Chavan. I don't need to say much about him. Everyone knows that he's played football for a very long time and he plays it at a very high level. He has all the qualities that you would admire in a football player, and even his attitude on the field and off the field is amazing. So he's someone I think not just me but a lot of people look up to. Apart from that, it really hurts me and to say this, and I have to swallow my pride but admit that one of my favorite players is Satish Sutati, who I've played a lot with and also a little bit against in the KTZLC. In fact, one of my favorite moments is when he was my teammate and we used to play at the smaller Sindh ground, and I managed to give him to send a cross from the right wing side, and it went over the central defender's head, and Satish controlled it first time and took a volley and scored a goal, and I still remember that as one of the best moments I've had on the pitch. But he's a great player. He's really good. He's one of the best strikers I think we've had in the league, and yeah, I don't want to go on about him, but he's one of my favorites. The other players that I really like are Adi, Mop. These are young guys who are playing really well. It's very hard to play against them. It definitely makes you want to put your best foot forward when we are playing against them. Some other players that I've played with, so they stand out in my memory, are Karan Tejwani and Nishant Fernandez, two guys who can influence the game in a very big way. Someone I really admire is Shubhankar Inamdar, because he's just so smooth on the ground, and he glides, and I think he's just naturally gifted, and it's a pleasure to just watch him play. These are the players that come to mind. There are lots of good players in TZLC. I forgot to mention Herb, and over the years I enjoyed playing against Rajiv Da and a bunch of other players.
We are really, really glad to have you on the show. Well, I'd shoot this question off right away. Of course, the whole world is not KTZLC. So is there any player you admire outside of KTZLC?
I haven't played much football outside the KTZLC. I was lucky to be part of a team that me and my friends had come up with actually when I was in college, and we played in some PDFA tournaments. So from that time, one of my favorite players, actually he's also played in TZLC whenever he is available, is Swapnil Desle. I really think he's one of the best players I've played with. Some players who are not part of the KTZLC now but were a part of it. Kapil Patwardhan, again a huge impact player. I've been his teammate for a couple of seasons, and he can change the game single-handedly and win you matches just purely based on his individual ability. Um, I can remember Elton Lima being a fantastic player to watch. So these are the names that come to mind.
The next question that we'd like to shoot at you is that what do you think is a requisite quality to be a footballer? Do you think there is? And if there is, what do you think are the qualities?
I think a football player needs to be very fit if he wants to play the proper 11-a-side game on a full ground. Um, Apart from fitness, obviously awareness is really, really important to know where you are on the field and where all your teammates are and where all your opponents are, is one of the most important qualities. And just have a good sense of how to play a team sport and what football really is, because it can be a very simple game if you figured it out, but if you haven't figured it out, it can be extremely hard to play.
Well, I just wanted to ask you, this is the final question, I'm really sorry, but that's all the time we have. The final question is, of course, do you think fitness and strength is required to be a footballer? Because do you think, forget because, do you think fitness and strength is required to be a good footballer? That would be my final question, yes.
I think it's very, very important to be fit as a football player. I think stamina is really important, and so is strength. It's hard to choose between the two, which one is more important. But I think if you are low on stamina, you will be found out most times. Whereas if you're slightly low on strength, not weak enough that anyone can push you off the football, but if you're strong enough to at least protect the ball, and you can kind of compensate by being faster. But if your stamina is low, then you will be found out and you will not be able to perform to the level that you would like to. Thank you.